How to learn Japanese as a beginner from someone who's starting over. So there are 4 stops on this roadmap, and I'm going to go through every stop for what I'm going to be doing to get better at Japanese as someone who's trying to relearn. So first stop is learning the kana. You may have heard of hiragana, katakana, and kanji. At this point, forget kanji, absolutely ignore it. What you want to do is start with the hiragana and katakana. For those of you that don't know, Japanese has 3 writing systems: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. You want to learn the first 2, hiragana and katakana. Hiragana is sort of like the lowercase version of the English alphabet, while katakana is kind of like the uppercase version of the English alphabet. They have the exact same sounds, but just different ways of writing. A, I, U, E, O may look like this in hiragana, but A, I, U, E, O will look like this in katakana. I learned through Tofugu, and I will link the website in the description below. They help you learn the kana by using mnemonics, by associating the characters with certain things that might help you remember it. A lot of people say it takes about a week, and I probably agree with that. It's not too hard. Definitely learn to read and to say them rather than to write them, and then you should be able to start reading and speaking. Stop 2 in the roadmap is learning vocab. So you've learned hiragana and you've learned katakana, so what's next? Vocab. And how do you read vocab? Kanji.
Now, don't do all at once.
I promise kanji gets easier. At first it's going to be hard, there's going to be resistance, but if you keep going, you'll start seeing slowly that you can actually start recognizing kanji and you know what they mean. To start with kanji, I definitely recommend using the Kaishi 1.5K, which is an Anki deck. You can get Anki on your PC, laptop, or you can get it on the App Store, but if you get it on the App Store, it's about £30. I recommend trying to get it on your laptop or PC if you have one. The Kaishi 1.5K Anki deck is literally 1,500 vocab words. It comes with the kanji, the meaning, some audio, and that includes the kanji audio and then also an example sentence which comes with an audio as well. Then of course you've got the sentence meaning and even pictures. You've got a verbal element, a visual element, and then you've got sort of like a written element. And of course it also has furigana. Furigana is hiragana on top of the kanji, so you can actually read what the kanji says, especially if you haven't read the kanji before. So I found that super duper helpful, and I've been using that recently for the past week or so, and so far, so good. Some other resources include Wanikani. I used to use that, but I find the Anki deck is a lot easier for me to use, and I actually use that every day. However, if you prefer a more sleek, modern and clean look, feel free to use Wanikani. I'll also keep the links for both of these in the description below. While you are learning vocab, you can also do this as well. You don't have to learn all 1,500 vocab. Stop 3 is learning grammar. Now, I definitely recommend learning grammar while you're learning the vocab, especially if you're using the Anki deck where they have the example sentences, because then you'll start understanding what the particles mean and how the sentence structure kind of flows with the example sentences. My 2 favorite resources are Kyo Dolly's YouTube. Her playlist on grammar is honestly like so mind-blowing. It makes so much sense for me now, especially as someone who is returning and coming back to Japanese, who has failed so hard. Then my second resource that I definitely recommend is Take Him's Guide to Grammar. So Take Him actually has both a website and an app which is free on the App Store. I definitely recommend you guys watching at least the first 5 to 12 episodes of Kyo Dolly's grammar playlist, and then feel free to go and look for Take Him's grammar guide. But this is my personal opinion. I started with Take Him's grammar guide and I found it a bit confusing and really easy for me to just like drop. But Kyo Dolly's YouTube videos really helped me understand the difference between wa and ga. It's blown my mind. Like, I genuinely hope you guys also find this really useful. We're 3 out of 4. We've learned the kana, we've learned vocab, and we're learning grammar. So what's next, you're asking? Stop 4 is immersion. But how do I immerse myself when I'm not in Japan? Dolly also has a playlist on this on how to immerse yourself. However, there are also other websites, and I'll link them down below, but just to name a few. There is Learn Japanese the Moe Way. Then we've got Immersion-Based Japanese, The Lazy Guide to Japanese, and then I am Abby. I'm Abby. All the links will be linked down below, so you can definitely go check them out. Some other ways I recommend are raw manga, so manga in Japanese, watching anime with Japanese subtitles and the Japanese audio, and then even just writing a sentence a day or recording a sentence a day or speaking or typing or just recording your thoughts, even if it's one sentence or a couple of words a day, to just sort of use the Japanese brain more and every day. So for me personally, I try and find some manga that I really enjoy. If you don't like manga, feel free to read Japanese books or novels. That's also another option. If you're not really into anime, you can try watching J-dramas like Alice in Borderland or even Terrace House. They're both on Netflix, so you can definitely go check them out. So we're at the end of the roadmap, and I hope you guys find that useful. I'm going to definitely come back within a month and give you guys a progress report on how this is working for me, and hopefully it works for you guys too. And that's it for now. Bye.